Welcome back to the One Up Podcast. This is your boy DJ Doughy Fresh here with my nearest and dearest. I want to introduce my boy Tony, the one that on May 27th didn't take a shot. Okay, he didn't take that shot way back when we were young.
You know, you got the story backwards, right?
In the future?
You were the one who didn't take the shot, though.
Yeah.
Is this the actual intro?
This is the actual recording, yes. I'm
sure
here with
it
my
has
nearest
hijacked.
and dearest. Tony.
His name's El Caballo.
El Caballo.
Yeah,
Say
you're
what's
not
up,
gonna
Tony?
shit on the intro like that. Definitely not. That's a terrible intro.
Come on, give it to me. Show me how I'm supposed to do it.
Let's say El Caballo. This is a new report, by the way, fans. I don't know what's going on here.
Take it away, Tony.
It's definitely a El Caballo for sure. No, we can run with it. I'm fine with running with it. Just weird start, but
I'm telling you, run with it.
I am. How's everybody's week going so far, man? Oh wait, no. Don't see how you fucked me up. You didn't introduce the other two people on the
I
pod.
want you to just introduce the podcast. That's what I wanted.
This
Just
is
overtake his introduction.
We got Mateo in the building.
How's it going, bud?
Doing good. We got Pucho in the building.
What's going on, my brother?
All right. And we got Doe in the building.
I just wanted to see what it felt like.
How did it
Was
feel?
it good?
It felt so good. I botched it though. I was excited. I was like this. I was like waiting to do it, and I botched it.
Dude, it's a lot. It's not like there's an actual camera that turns on, or it's not like there's like a go live or anything. But you suddenly have to do that intro, and you just feel the pressure. You just feel like eyes on you.
It's like that video Pucho shared with the old lady and the old guy. She was trying to say some promotional gig, and she could not say it.
Yeah, it was the dude. It was something about some flaky crust.
Yeah, same thing
The
with
guy fucked it up like 30, 50 times in a row. And the lady's like, I could fucking do it. She was correcting him every time he fucked up. And then finally, when they're like, all right, let's actually give this lady a try because this dude is fucking up. The lady goes and she fucks it up like 10 times in a row. Meanwhile, all the corrections, she was on point. So it's like something about the lights, the camera. There's a pressure.
It's like when Floyd Mayweather was reading off the script in Breakfast Club and he couldn't read. If that's what 50 Cent made the joke, like, I'll give you 150,000. You can read one sentence off the Dr. Seuss book. I was like, holy shit. Like, that
That's
was
one page of a Harry Potter book.
Potter book. Or so shit, he put it at the end. I was like, damn, that's aggressive.
That is the best thing that 50 Cent has ever done.
Another really good one, Webby was at the Breakfast Club and he tried to do like a promotional reel for them and he could not do it. He couldn't say Charlemagne's name at all.
Charlemagne.
Yeah, he would do that.
That shit is terrible. I'm reading off a script, you get nervous. Like, I don't know, like, a script reading and then with a camera on you, you got one chance, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. One moment. That's all you get. Can't fuck it up. That's why when you did it, I was like, oh, this is botched. As soon as you said it for the intro of this video, I was like, oh, this is botched. I felt the botch.
Cursed.
It was
the cursed
botched.
episode.
And I'm liable to get booted off the internet tonight because of their botch and this anonymous stuff.
Oh my God.
That would
It's
be
going to mess with
terrible.
our internet connection.
Possibly. But nah.
Wait, what the fuck?
No, I'm saying like him botching the intro, taking the intro is going to destroy the internet in my house for some strange reason.
Oh my God.
Nah, it's a joke. But how was everybody's week, man? What's new? I know. Well, actually, me and I was in New York visiting. That's new. Me and Doughboy was up there chilling with our fellow friend of the pod and friend in real life, Chris Breezy.
Mr.
And-
Breezy himself.
Yep. And our boy Jesus, also friends of the pod and friends in real life.
Do you know that Breezy is a trivia master?
Is he?
Played that trivia game. We were in first place.
I remember this.
Is that on the messenger? Like you know how you pop up the game or whatever. He would, right? That's
Oh
what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
Breezy was good at that. You're right.
Doughy and I were at a bar with Breezy. We were at that little beachfront bar playing that trivia game. You remember?
Oh, when y'all were over
I-
here. Oh,
We actually played a game of trivia. They were doing it at the bar. It was rainy. It was really nice.
It was good. We
Yeah, we
were in
wanted-
first place. We were tied for first when we left the bar.
Yeah.
damn.
The DJ was kind of cute.
She had good
Shout out
energy.
to her.
There's a chick or dude?
It was a girl. She was vibes. Vibatrons 3000.
What happened, Pooch?
You know, Doe's not in the dude, so it's just the question is so funny to me.
I'm just
just a
clarifying.
DJ.
I'm just clarifying.
Was it a chick or a dude? It's like, all right, you really think he's saying a dude?
He had a hot cock.
See what I'm saying? See, gotta make sure this shit is 100% sus.
That's a disturbing hot cock. What the
Joe
fuck
would
is
be
a-
the most aggressive gay man in the world. It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not. I couldn't do it. Yeah.
But no, we was in New York. Nice little getaway weekend trip. Shout out to Zeus for housing your boy.
Yeah.
He definitely housed us. Couple of inside jokes. He was asking people to house me after he said he would house me. Fucking dickhead. Man, supposedly called Nita on the side. It was like, yo, can you house Tony for like one or 2 days? Oh, I was like, what a piece of shit. And it was just like a joke that we were getting on him for.
I mean,
Well,
I get it. I heard you were holding on to his spare key with all dear life.
No, he
You would
gave
not
me
let
a
it go over his
responsibility.
key.
He said, yo, Tony, this is my only spare key. Do not lose this key. I'm giving
He
it
gave
to
it to
you.
you?
Yeah,
But
he
did
gave
you
I
take
didn't
it?
ask for it. I said, okay, you're giving me this responsibility of the fucking Lord of the Ring. You want me to hold this tight? All right, I'm going to put it in my fucking wallet. I won't lose it because I don't lose my wallet. It's all, you just jinx yourself. Never lost it. And then,
Yo, Tony was going around the place like he lived there. Just
Yo, I was
opening all the shit.
opening everything.
Going up and down, going to the store, coming back, just going just like just natural habitat shit.
At some point, I didn't even bring the fob with me no more. I just left it up there in my wallet. I went to the desk like, yo, can you buzz me? Oh, yeah, right away. Buzz me up. I lived there pretty much. Like, I made that shit my house. But no, it was fun, man. Fucking, it was nice seeing where he Jesus lived at, man. He's got a nice little spot, like where he stays at. It's fucking nice. I wouldn't mind to live there. It's got a bunch of nice amenities that are just pretty prestigious in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah, that penthouse apartment is just nuts. Can't believe he's got like 2,500 square foot penthouse apartment in New York. That's craziness.
Yeah.
Insane. In Long Island City at that.
Yeah. I told somebody, I was like, oh, yeah, we're in Long Island. He's like, bro, don't fucking disrespect. It's Long Island City. I'm like, oh, okay. I have to add the city to it because then people are thinking Long Island. I get
Yeah,
it.
because they'll think you're up the road. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a different.
He doesn't
place.
want to be associated with.
Yeah,
those
he doesn't. It's so weird. I don't know why. It's like, bro, you're in New York.
It's like the new Williamsburg. It's like so upcoming, so trendy, so like everybody hears Long Island City and they're like, ooh, you're right over the bridge.
Yeah, it's very weird how.
We got Tony on a bike. We got Tony on a shitty bike.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where do you land now, Tone? Because
I fucking hate
you
it.
were anti-bike for so long.
I've
Now
ridden
what,
bikes
you're
almost
a bikeman.
like as a child. I've had a BMX bike. I've rode bikes. I did
I mean,
bikes before.
you have shown a disdain for cyclists, people that ride their bike in a city.
Yes.
I'm saying
Outright
you were
hostility.
that person.
I still feel the same way. I was doing all the
yourself,
things.
though.
I was doing all the things that I complained about.
Wow. You're
Yeah,
a hypocrite.
yeah.
So
I
you're a
became
hypocrite.
I became a hypocrite a little bit, but I wanted to see it from their perspective on why they liked it so much, and I can agree. In some ways, I almost ate every single red light. I didn't have to wait. I kind of liked it, but
So you were an Idaho stopper.
I was nervous. Not gonna lie to you, motherfucking buses was just winging by you, and this is like, nah, there's something that like, and then trying to follow these guys on these e-bikes is the most difficult thing in the world. Like,
The
Like, there's-
e-bikes, the shitty bikes are called shitty bikes for a reason. They're very poorly maintained.
Yeah.
Pobrecito, his back wheel was like almost like to the
that shit.
flash.
I got one e-bike, didn't hold the charge, but everything was fine. Tires was inflated, everything. I got another e-bike, back tire was deflated, but it was charged. So and then like it was just like, bro, I can't do this, bro. This is and
He rode over the 59th Street Bridge 2 times in one day. Okay, so I give it to him.
My legs
That
were
bridge
shot.
is long as fuck, and it's a pretty steep incline to the other side. So
My
I
legs
give
were
it to
shot.
him.
That shit, my leg was shot.
The second bike ride of the day.
Wait.
I took him.
Pause. You said your legs were shot?
Yeah, they were.
Does this mean that you're acknowledging that like e-bikes can give you a workout? I feel like you've stated the opposite of that before.
No, I never said anything. I put bikes in the same general bracket. They're all. I'm just saying that riding with an e-bike, what I said back in the day, you can rewind the tape. I said that's weak. You need to ride a regular. That's what I said, and I am going to retract that statement as of right now. E-bike is the wave for certain things. Not gonna lie. That little push, it gives you like a little push. That's a key push. Very key push. But I must admit, yeah, I haven't ridden a bike in I don't know how long. And riding a bike the first time I did like the wide turn and I almost hit a car that was parked. Because I was trying to do a wide turn. I was like, all right, nah. I was like, hold on. I was like, Tony, you got to get this shit straight. Ride the motherfucking bike like you used to back in the day. And I got the hang of it real quick. Like, boom. But it was just like that first 3-4 steps and then trying to make a turn. I did the widest turn of America. Like, this shit was ridiculous. I was like, what the fuck am I doing right now? Like, why am I making such a wide turn?
Like you're driving a semi?
Yeah, so weird. But it was fun though. I did like it's different riding in New York City than riding over here in Florida. It's a whole different ambiance. Like it just felt natural to ride a bike in New York City. I don't know why. It just to me I was just like, damn, this is actually pretty cool.
A lot of the reason is like the law in New York City is like 25 miles an hour, and you could pedal 15, 16 miles an hour. You're keeping up with the flow of traffic. You can watch ahead, and you can pretty much predict what's going to happen at that pace. Anything faster than that, and unfortunately, it's deadly. Like 30 miles, 40 miles, getting hit at that speed is like dangerous. But under 30 miles, 25 miles, 20 miles, it's much safer experience. So that's why biking in New York feels a little bit more natural. Everybody's kind of looking out for everyone.
Were you wearing a helmet?
No, those guys did not
I was
wear
curious
helmet.
about the same thing.
No fucking helmet, no knee pads, no elbow pad. I wasn't.
Why do you say it like you're
nothing.
bragging about it?
I'm not. I'm just telling you.
If you got hit at 10 miles an hour, you could die. Just cracking your skull.
I can get hit just waiting at the red light. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think riding the bike makes it more likely.
So we took Tony through Central Park, and
tight.
he
I didn't even know.
hated it. Oh my god, because it was the bike path, and there's
'Cause it
a
was
lot
so
of
big,
ups
or-
and downs,
Bro,
and
it was miles.
yeah.
I'm like, yo, what type? I was asking mid ride, yo, how long? Like, where's the shortcut at? Like,
we
what
rode
are
10
we doing?
miles that ride. So he rode of several miles earlier in the day, and then that mile was like another 10 miles.
Damn.
Bro,
So he
I
was
had a blister
cooked.
on my pinky toe. It covered my whole bottom pinky toe. I couldn't walk. These dudes are laughing. I'm like, bro, these legs don't see this many miles of just straight walking from
Your
zero.
pinky toe crippled you?
Yeah, I couldn't. The blister was so huge. I'm still recovering. The
I
blister's
just
like
love to picture you saying like this big man, 6 foot something. It's like my pinky toe hurt. I can't walk.
no, it was like I can't walk. It would bother me. I would walk with a pimplet, like a pimp walk, and it was just like, damn, bro. And then wearing, having thin socks on with fucking Vapor Maxes in the city is not a good look. You need to have them thick socks, like off rip. But whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I did have my little my bacon, egg, and cheese though. Had that on fire. Didn't get a chopped cheese though. Kind of sad about that. Where
Did you get a
Zeus,
chimney?
yeah, where Zeus lives at, they don't really. He has a diner that's 24/7. Pretty good diner too, though. I'm not gonna lie. They had his own.
You got to be in the hood to get those types of foods.
Yeah.
Chimis,
Yeah.
chopped cheeses.
The palate is for a poorer type of person.
Yeah, pretty
Tony
much.
could get a hot dog in Long Island City.
I didn't get no glizzies at all. Just
No
Should have got a
glizzies.
glizzy. People hate on the glizzy.
Doughy,
I
as a New Yorker, what is the best hot dog brand?
I like Nathan's.
That's the one I figured you were going to
Personally
say.
is
I
my
also like
favorite.
Nathan's.
Yeah, but
Why are you saying no?
I don't like
I'm
Nathan's.
also a Hebrew national bitch. I like my kosher hot dogs. Okay,
Yeah, Hebrew National's good stuff.
I
I
like
think Nathan's
kosher.
are kosher.
I think they
That's
are too.
awesome. That's good. I like kosher pickles. I like all that shit. Those fancy ass fucking products.
Doughy, you got to pick up the New York trip stories now.
All right. So then I put mushroom chocolate bars into their environment, and then I watched them to see if they would start taking it. And slowly, Jesus, Breezy, they were in my world. Tony refused all drugs that trip. I'm just going to put that out here, okay? Tony,
That's not a bad move when you're doing 15, 20, 30 miles on a bike every day.
Could you imagine doing 30 miles on a bike on chocolate shrooms?
Yeah, you'd pedal all the way to New Jersey. You just get in the flow. You just keep going.
So my favorite part of this trip, what I've overheard, because nobody really gave me the rundown. I've just been chatting with people here or there. My favorite part is that Tony did as he said he would. He went to New York City with no clothes. And he wanted to purchase his clothes in New York City. He wanted to wear the clothes of the city. Interesting.
How did it work out?
Yeah, he forced me to go buy him $200 worth of t-shirts.
For one weekend?
For no, he is now the owner of 220 different shirts. Okay? He is the owner of those shirts. He got
just plain
220
tees?
different
No,
shirts?
20.
20 different flavors. Okay?
They're plain tees.
He's gonna surprise you.
Oh,
Don't worry. We got some special flavors for every one of you. All right? It's gonna be nice. So we also did that. There was a whole bunch of mushroom-like activity. People were expanding their minds. Okay, it was a lot of love in the room. It was a lot of adventurous. I actually ventured out for the first time on mushrooms. Never did that before. A lot of fun. I rode on my bike past 42nd Street. That was cool. I want to wait until he comes back. But we did visit a little restaurant called Ricardo's fucking Steakhouse, baby. All right. And I had the time of my fucking life there. All right. Their music is played just a tad bit too loud, though. I got to be honest. They could turn it down just a little bit. Maybe 2 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock. They could have turned it down a little bit. But once again, an incredible experience at Ricardo's Steakhouse. I'm really upset that he's not here to co-sign it, but it was one of the most incredible experiences that we had.
you got a steak, right?
I actually did something different that day. I actually got the pork chops. The pork chops were fucking good. They gave me some nice little fat, chunky pork chops. It was actually seasoned really well. what I did was try out some appetizers. So, like always, I got Ricardo's meaty, saucy balls in my mouth. I just needed that first. But you know what happened? Those balls were cold. And I had to fucking call the waiter over. And I said, come over here. I said, if I'm going to eat Ricardo's meaty balls, they need to be piping hot. I said, take these back to the chef and tell them I need hot balls in my mouth in the next 10 minutes. And they came back and they served me some hot balls. So I'm very, very happy about that.
They went back to that kitchen and they put that plate in the microwave for 30 seconds and then they brought it back out to you.
It's a possibility. Those balls didn't look the same when they came back out. So it's a possibility they gave me a fresh set of Ricardo's meaty balls.
Maybe Ricardo stuffed those balls into his asshole until they just like became the temperature of his body, and they just sent it right back out to you.
Like in the movie Road Trip when he sends back the powdered toast, the French
powdered
toast or whatever.
And it tastes so much better. He's like, He's eating it. Yo, that cook is so disgusting. The way he flips it from the front to his back is crazy. That shit was crazy.
Was it toast? He just threw a toast.
His waddle walk.
And then he just sort of like stretched his pants out and they just went right in his ass.
What a fucking great movie, yo. Tom Green, shout out to you. Shout out to the guy that was in the New Guy movie. He has sex with a beautiful black woman in that movie.
He found the love of his life.
Maybe that's where I've got my love for black women. It's through that movie.
It's from the movie Road Trip.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I love some Ibani.
Ebony.
No, I messed it up.
Ibani.
So how are you guys doing?
I only want to talk about Doctor Strange with Pucho because I'm so interested in his review on this. But apparently we're going to keep that till next recording.
All I'll say is
I do think that the movie is going to be divisive. I think the movie's going to be divisive.
Damn.
And I think it's divisive because I think that people have a lot of expectations and predictions and all kinds of shit that they put on this movie. And the movie played it up too with a lot of their marketing. And the way that they deliver on some of them is going to disappoint some people.
Ooh. I'll be honest. I saw no trailers, had no expectations, and my feelings are my own. That's all I'll say. Beyond that, what show was I watching? Oh man. Oh my God. I went ham. So I'm all caught up on Better Call Saul.
Oh,
season 6 is coming out now, and I'm kind of just waiting for some more episodes to come out so I could binge them. But I got that going on, and then I just watched 9 episodes of Winning Time, like in the last day and a half. The Lakers show on HBO.
Good stuff. Yeah,
it's good. I give it the Pucho chef kiss. Okay.
I rewatched Hawkeye this week.
How was that?
I really enjoyed Hawkeye. I think that it is one of the better Marvel series. To me, there's a lot of like 80s and 90s like action movie like tropes and like references in it. It gives me a very Die Hard feel. I don't know why specifically it gives me a Die Hard feel, but it gives me that Die Hard feel. Hawkeye might be my new like show that I watch around the time of Christmas because it's just set during Christmas. It's an important part of the story. I enjoyed Hawkeye.
I might have to check that out then because I haven't been interested at all. But you saying it's like Die Hard. Die Hard's one of my... I'd go so far as say one of my favorite series. I don't like Die Hard 2, but I like Die Hard 1, 3, 4. Those are good. I think there's a 5th I didn't watch.
4 is the one with the you're getting Adele guy, right?
Yeah. It's Live Free or Die Hard.
That one was all right.
I loved it.
I don't think I've seen the 5th one. There's a 5th one, right?
Yeah, there's a 5th one. I haven't watched it. Die Hard 1 in the Nakatani building. Die Hard 2, I forget what airport they're at, but they're at the airport. Die Hard 3 is him and Samuel Jackson driving around New York City trying to stop the bombs and stuff like that.
Die Hard 2 is the airport one, right? And the guy's doing like the naked karate in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's weak. That one's not great.
It's weaker, yeah. It's not as good. It was the good game in the trilogy of games, though.
No, the first one was the good game.
Ah, that's right.
Because you were in the building going up and shoot. The second one was a stupid on rails shooter where you're just like on rails. It was like playing those like Area 51 PS1 games.
I love those games.
Wasn't the plot of the first one just nothing to do with the movie though? I'm pretty sure you fight the fire department at some point in that movie. Or in that game.
I've never gotten too far. It's hard as shit, if I recall correctly.
So our Tony's not back. Should we go into to our topics?
I say we should.
Doughy, you should go ahead and bring us in. We can go back to stories as needed.
Yeah, I want to talk about the meaty balls with him. Anyways, we got this big news story that I feel like everybody might be have their opinions on. We got Amber Heard and Johnny Depp in court battling it out. What they're battling it out for exactly? Not too sure. I don't even know what this is going to end with. What are they going to say? Johnny Depp, you're a bad man. I don't know, like, what are they even arguing about? Like, what is this about?
I think he's suing her for defamation, right? So, like, in theory, there will be some kind of monetary payment on his part, like made to him if he gets the judgment. I don't think there's any criminal charges or anything tied to this. I think it's a pure lawsuit, right?
Yeah, I'm shocked that this is happening so openly to the world. This just seems like a personal lawsuit. Maybe because it's a defamation case, it happens in public. Because the defamation is about, you're ruining my image publicly. I don't know. It just seemed really strange to me that this is happening. It's just like all on social media. Like all I'm seeing every day is just a different Johnny Depp and Amber Heard post.
Yeah. Everybody says today that she was doing coke in court. I was like, yo, how do you get to that presumption that she's...
I saw the clip in question where she's doing coke in court. I don't know. I don't think anyone is ballsy enough to do coke in the middle of a courtroom. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone's gonna put a link to a video in like the comments or something, or an article or something. I don't think anyone is ballsy enough to do coke in the middle of a goddamn courtroom. I don't think so.
They had people saying that she was putting these crystals that actors use in her eye to so that she could like start simulating crying and stuff like that. I think they are going... I understand she made these accusations. I understand that she doesn't seem like a great person, but neither does Johnny Depp, really. And I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think I could be friends with either of these people. These people seem like drug addicts. They seem like the worst kind of drug addicts, too. It's like when you take too much of anything. That mega cup of wine he poured, that was a big cup of wine, bro. That was the cup of all. That was the wine cup of all wine cups. Okay. God damn it. People bend the knee to drink wine of that caliber. All right.
I think I agree with you. I think that it is completely possible that they're just both not great people. Like,
two really childish people living with each other with like overblown expectations of like what an actual relationship
with
is.
substance abuse issues and trauma they haven't dealt with, and who knows what else going on. Like, not to mention, man, you have that much money, you can get your hands on anything you want. You can get vices that are not available to the people like the common men like us on this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of what's popular about this particular situation, I guess, is that I think a lot of men feel like people don't take men's issues seriously enough, and I think a lot of men are looking at this and seeing like, yo, a woman is abusing a man. Like, let's take this seriously. Like, and maybe not that eloquently, right? Like, I think they're just like, oftentimes just trying to throw it out there because they're just happy that like the roles are finally reversed or whatever, and like
Yeah.
it's public or something. But I
I'm
think
getting
there's
that.
a lot of that energy in this.
I feel the same way. I feel like a lot of people are dogpiling her because she's actually treating him like shit. And there's like proof of it. There's proof of her lying. And there's proof of her, like, you know what I mean? Like treating him like a pure piece of shit. And like I said, some of his behavior is it's not great either. So it's like if these people were arguing each other like this for months, it does not surprise me that these type of childish behaviors that they had with each other were occurring. That shit just seems like par for the course for their relationship, like where it was headed. It sucks though, man, when you see toxic relationships like this and nobody is coming in and being like, guys, what are you really doing here? Like, what the fuck are you guys? What is this? Like, what is this shit relationship? Like, sometimes you got to learn when to call it.
It's-
Learn when to call it.
Yeah, a lot of people have a hard time with that. Yeah, I definitely understand that. Like that does make it interesting. Like it is interesting to see a high profile case like this where it is documented accounts of spousal abuse with the woman as the instigator, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we only see stuff like this on film. Like when there is an actual scripted, you don't really get to see this type of shit play out in real life. And they're like, oh, she really was doing some real fucked up shit in the background.
I think it's the voyeurism aspect too. Like there are so many personal details coming out, and who doesn't want to know some personal details about how celebrities live because they're so far detached from us, right? Like it's just a world that you can't imagine. So you get little bits and pieces.
That Uber driver, the guy that was the front lobby guy, that shit was fucking insane.
What is this? I actually have not been following it very much. I see shit that pops up on my timeline basically, and that's it.
I'm not sure if he was her driver or he was her lobby guy or something like that, but apparently he had experiences with her, and they were questioning.
Like sex, you're saying?
No, he would drive her to and from places, if I'm not correct. Either that or he was like, would see her come in and out of the building. But I guess they were asking him questions pertaining to that. Did she look happy? Was she sad? Did they seem like they were arguing? Blah, 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 to like these effects. And it seems like he was getting stressed out. Bro, this guy took one of the biggest vapes and he sucked on it dumb hard and blew out Matt right in front of like the camera and the court and shit like that. And then you see him just start driving and then he like gets off the call. And even the judge is like, what am I supposed to make of this? I don't know. Like even the judge is like, we're just going to take 10 minutes. Like, it's a little bit ridiculous.
Well, that's just unprofessional, man. That guy should not be doing that when he's on some kind of like video conference call with people.
Yeah, the guy seemed like he was like, man, this is not worth it. And he just started driving off and then like got off the call.
That shit is so weird.
Yeah, because they kept asking him, was she wearing makeup? And he's like, I didn't see that. Was she crying? It's like, I didn't see that. And he's like, was she doing this? It was like 10 questions. And I guess that made him pissed off. And he like sucked on the vape mad hard. And then he was blowing it and shit like that. He looked like he was getting stressed out.
I know everyone was in love with the psychologist. Like I saw a bunch of like YouTube recommendations up that were like, Johnny Depp psychologist destroys Amber Heard's lawyer and all kinds of like reaction videos and shit to that. But I don't know, dude. It feels weird to me to like watch something with that level of like interest, like something like this personal thing between two people. It feels really weird to just get to watch that and get enjoyment out of watching it.
I would hate having my, like I say it all the time, like if somebody had my business out there, I'm like, go ahead and post it. But now I see stuff like this and I'm like, oh, this would be terrible if they had like receipts on my text messages, messages that I had left in their voicemail. I'm like, oh, this is gonna look bad.
Think about some of the arguments we have on the podcast, right? Imagine if those were ever read in like a court. Like it's just a lawyer reading like a transcript to you.
Guarantee they'll get more fucking views than anything we post. These guys were fighting.
And then you ask the same question 10 times, Mr. Doughy, if you'll refer to the transcript. And then you send eyes. Yes, that's correct.
What did those eyes mean?
He knew what those eyes fucking meant. They meant nothing, Your Honor. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Question for our fan, okay? If you end a sentence with somebody's name, what does it mean? I want to know what you think. If I'm like, I already gave you the stuff, Pucho.
Whatever.
I am reading it in an inflection. It's a text.
That is the inflection that you read it in your mind for sure. Like that is what you default to.
The people want to know.
Yeah.
All right. Something else that's been kind of circulating the internet very recently. Not to do a whole tangent, but feels like we're just talking about popular internet topics right now. This whole Kevin Samuels thing. Have you guys seen this stuff?
Yo, guys, we lost a legend, right? We lost a pillar of the black community.
The only...
Who else is gonna call single mothers... what did he call them? He called
leftovers is what he would call them.
Who else will do it now?
What a piece of shit that man was.
From the ashes, a hero will rise. And his name is Doughboy. All right? Doughy Fresh. I will come back as Kevin Samuels doppelganger. It's going to be over. I'm going to actually have to stop this podcast with you guys. I'm going to create exclusive content for all the males. We're going to create Fresh and Fit podcast. Men can do it. Women, we hate you, so you can't do anything that we can do. So I
fucking love that Tony came back in during your Kevin Samuels rant.
Are you coming back in blackface though?
No. What are you talking about?
Just saying,
no.
you just said that you were gonna like be the new Kevin
but
Samuels.
I will be in a suit, because if there's one thing that the porn community loves, is to watch someone in a suit just talking shit. It's like a pastor syndrome that we have. It's like, oh, this guy in the suit is just talking shit. Like, might as well watch him, right? It's like, I don't know. We just love that's all this guy did was put on a fucking suit, sprayed some colognes, and then we listened to them. We took this nigga's word as like law.
I would never have known who Kevin Samuels was if it wasn't for this podcast and you mentioning it on the podcast. Other like the back chat that we have, would have had no idea. What a terrible take machine that man was.
Yeah. His business is out there too.
So Tony, we the topic has just been kind of growing. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard is what we're talking about.
But we ended up with Kevin though.
But at first, you missed, bro. Can you tell them how legit Ricardo's Steakhouse was?
Yes. I had numerous people tell me to say, Pucho has no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Wow.
Damn.
That's what was said. That's what
Whoa.
was said in Uber. If Pucho says anything about this other steakhouse, he has no fucking idea what he's talking about. I was like,
No,
damn.
that's crazy. I don't remember it being that
Oh,
hostile, but
you was in
okay.
no, it wasn't hostile. It was just saying, I would just tell Pucho, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
What is this take that Pucho took? What is this take that it's wrong? What's
Doughboy-
going on here?
Doughboy mentioned another steakhouse that Pucho said to go to try. I forgot
Peter
what-
Luger's.
Yeah, there you go, Peter Luger's. And we went to Ricardo's and it was phenomenal. And they were like, oh, next time I tell Pucho, he tell me, oh, go to Peter. I'm going to tell him he don't know what the hell he's talking about. He has da-da-da-da-da. I'm like,
I think
damn.
the conversation was about who has good steak. And I've never been to Ricardo's. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you. I never said it was bad or nothing like that. I was just saying the most famous steakhouse in New York City is Peter Luger Steakhouse. So I'm just saying, yo, that's a place to go. Then Doughy was talking about how Ricardo's got better ambiance. I'm not talking about ambiance. Now, if somebody's coming around talking about I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, I mean, I don't really give a fuck what nobody thinks. But all I'm saying is, I'm just telling you what's a famous steakhouse in New York City. When you're saying, hey, I want to get steak in New York, that's the
one of
first
the
place that
names.
comes to mind. If you're going, yo, I want to get some kind of pastrami sandwich in New York, the first place I'm going to think
It's
is
gonna go to
Katz.
Katz,
If
yeah.
you're talking about, yo, I want to get a hot dog, the first place I'm going to think is Nathan's. Like these are just the go-to places that have been known for like 100 years.
And to mind you, it was just a shit talk. It wasn't like being serious. Like he wasn't saying it in a serious manner. It was just like, you know how Chris Breezy jokes. He was just being like one of those sarcastic jokes. It was
I
just
think
like
you're accusing Breezy without even. I don't know if Breezy even.
he did.
said that.
He did. Say
We
it.
just
He did
tossed
say
around
it.
some accusations here.
I know.
I
those
miss
are not-
Cats. Cats was
It's good.
fucking great. They used to have one in Austin. They used to have an Austin location.
That's awesome.
Cats used
There's-
to scare me. Every
Shit
day
sounds
in New
disgusting.
York City, you turn the TV on and there'll be a commercial of the Cats musical. Yo, as a kid, that shit used to creep me out. I know we're actually talking about Cats delicatessen, but I took it elsewhere.
Yeah, what a weird musical.
I like how
Speaking
we love
about
Cats in
musicals,
Broadway.
real quick, let me shout out Aaron from Little House of Horrors musical on Broadway. They just released content on NPR. They did like a small version of what they do on Broadway there. Incredible. I know him from the bar. Real fucking cool. Shout out to him. If you haven't
shit.
clicked like or subscribe by now, you can also do that too. It helps us out with the algorithms. And it'll give us a little push. You can find our content anywhere you look for content. So Spotify, Apple Music, Google, we're everywhere. If you
Under
just
a
type,
rock on the beach.
yep. Well, you see our little sticker there with the hashtag. So
So what were you gonna say, Tony?
I was gonna say, shout outs to Johnny Depp in this court case. The man's coming out and saying he's been abused. He's a victim. A lot of these court cases, people always kind of side with the woman. Usually because the man is strong and he's whatever masculinity type bullshit. But it's like, bro, that shit can happen to us too. Us guys can be victim of abuse.
absolutely.
Like physically, mentally, like it's not just a one-way track, and that's like one of the not sexist, but when it comes to stuff like that.
Well, the numbers are hard to read, right? Because a lot of men don't come forward. That's the important takeaway here is Johnny Depp actually came forward, and props to him for bringing it out into the
light.
public, community to be talked about and discussed, and maybe make it a little bit more mainstream for men to feel willing to come out and admit when they've been abused and take steps to correct that.
I like it. That's just showing like, like for years it's always been like, only women really get abused. It's like, nah, bro, guys get abused too. Shit is not because I guess like it's like a manly thing, like, oh, like I ain't gonna say I'm getting abused by no woman or anything. How they say it. I'm not saying that's how I say it, but that's how I guess some masculinity type manly guy would say. Like, yeah, I ain't gonna admit to that, but it's like, bro, like No, we get abused too. If it's not physically, it's mentally. Like we get drained as well. We're humans. Like it's not just only women can feel that way, or
Yeah.
So I kudos to shout outs to Johnny and what it looks like so far is that he's winning this case. So it's like yeah.
Even if it is gonna almost ruin if what she said didn't ruin his career, this might almost ruin it for sure.
Nah, I don't think it would ruin his
I mean,
career.
it did already start ruining it. Like, I'm pretty sure they took him out of the next Pirates of the.
Yeah,
the
that shit's
Caribbean.
done with. That shit sucks.
So like that happened, right? Because of this. And it sucks because, like, hypothetically speaking, I mean, they both seem like pieces of shit, to be honest, but coming out of this, if a lot of the claims that she made were not true, then they pulled the rug on them for no reason, pretty much. Like, I don't know.
And I would be,
shitty.
I honestly, like, her lying like that, fucking up this man's career. And, like, bro, Johnny Depp made Jack Sparrow. Like, that's a key component. That's why I like watching Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't think that Johnny Depp is actually a super great actor, but I did enjoy his Jack Sparrow. I think he did some cool, interesting things with that. I think he was the entire reason why those movies kind of worked.
Yeah. Just how he just got into character, bro. It's amazing how he does a hell of a good job. Like,
I received fellatio in a movie theater while watching one of the further movies. I think it was the third or fourth one. So I gotta say, like, yeah, movies rememberable because I remembered that movie.
I don't think you remembered it because of the movie. I think you remembered it because you was getting head while watching the movie. It's a very big difference.
There's a lot of fellatio was being received.
Okay.
I mean, I love Johnny Depp. He's done a lot of shit that I like, so.
Man, he's in. I think wasn't he in Once Upon a Time in Mexico or something like that? He was like one of the gunslingers.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was the CIA dude. I think.
Yeah.
He was the little kid in Nightmare on Elm Street, right?
Nah, I think it
Who was
wasn't
that
he
kid?
the boyfriend? He wasn't a little kid, right?
He was in Willy
He was
He
Wonka.
was the boyfriend.
He went toe to toe with Freddie, I think. He's like, "Come on, motherfucker!" Like he whips the knife out and everything. Like he tries to throw down with this.
He was in Willy Wonka too. Willy Wonka's another one. I don't know how good of a part. It was
That
semi
wasn't very
good.
good. But I mean, you got Crybaby.
Yeah.
You got Edward Scissorhands.
Oh,
You
yeah, I forgot about that
What was
one.
the Sleepy Hollow?
Sleepy Hollow was
Right?
fire.
He was
That was a good
Ichabod
movie.
Crane.
That Cochinita Pibil was so good. Once Upon a Time in Mexico, he had to go kill that man.
Yeah. No, he definitely did a lot of
Donnie
good movies.
Brasco, Blow, Secret
mean,
Windows.
He
The guy got
was
some
in
bangers.
Blow.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape is a classic. I
That's
just
probably-
think that he kind of has been existed in Hollywood so long that he tends to play a lot of the same character, especially when he works with Tim Burton.
But that's a lot of actors, though. Like, if you
I
really
feel-
think about it.
I
Like,
feel like Edward Scissorhands catapulted him into being like
The weird
this
guy.
pale weirdo in like
Yeah.
in so many movies. It's just I don't know. It's disturbing.
I mean, that's a tough job.
And who's the guy that does all these movies? Tim Burton. Tim Burton loves to hook his wife up with Johnny Depp. That shit's
Helena
also
Bonham
weird.
Carter.
Yeah.
What?
The Marla from Fight Club.
Yeah.
Marla
Yeah.
from Fight Club. That's Tim Burton's wife. But in all the movies that he directs, it feels like she is always Johnny Depp's like love interest.
He's
She's another
wild.
pale weirdo.
some simp shit going on there. Like, he just likes to.
don't know,
Maybe that's how he gets. Yeah,
Could be. Come watch out. You don't want to get a defamation lawsuit against you.
yeah, for real.
Another thing, all right. Another thing that's been circling around. I want Doughy to be here. Did you guys see this Fresh and Fit interview thing that happened? They talked to this like Australian lady, or they went on this Australian lady show. Pretty much, they were just saying that the gist of it was when it comes to a relationship, a man and a woman needs to be with just one man, but that man is just totally fine hooking up with plenty of women. in that relationship, and that's totally okay. Like that's the right way that it should be. I feel like that's the gist of what they were going for.
Huh.
Yeah, they were on a radio show spewing their usual bullshit. Somewhat of the like Kevin Samuels also like agrees with that type of bullshit and all this power male and that the only woman that's worth having is a woman that isn't having kids, and they don't even want a woman that's well educated. They're like, no, don't worry about that either. You have to worry about serving me. It's just, who else did a huge slam dunk on them? They went on the Flagrant podcast with Kesh and this guy Andrew Scholes, and bro, that shit made them look stupid. I can't even believe Andrew Scholes was like, are you sure you want me to release this content, because it kind of makes you guys look bad? And they were like, oh no, it's no problem. But it very much exposed these guys for the losers that they are. It's real loser ideology, if you ask me.
It's weird. It's weird nonsense, man. It's just there's a lot of weird takes like that. Like it's kind of like the rule of thumb I have. If a dude calls himself an alpha male, first off, he's probably not anywhere near what he defines as an alpha male. And second off, you probably just don't want to be friends with that guy. That's probably not anyone you want to like kick it with.
I agree. Yeah, I find a lot of that ideology to be very dumb. To each his own, but I think a lot of that shit is stupid. And I don't
know. My only discomfort with the whole to each his own thing is just like people spreading this message is going to infect our youth. And then you're going to have a bunch of fucking little knuckleheads growing up talking some bullshit like, nah, it's totally right that I hook up with as many chicks as I want, but my girl needs to just be with me.
That wasn't too far from what we were taught when we were young as well, from like our machismo fucking uncles, and I was taught that in a Cuban society, the men get to fool around and the women are just at home cleaning. That's very much so how I grew up.
Yeah, but everybody knew it was wrong, like, and that's why no one spoke about it. They'll tell that, like, the little boys were told that this is the way, but they know that their mom would be pissed. They know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, we know, they knew that it wasn't right. This is more like, they're saying this is the correct way that things should be. I don't know. I feel like it's different. Like, you should just be like a bimbo chick. You shouldn't know shit. Like, who cares if you get an education? You shouldn't have an education because, like, I'm going to take care of you. All you got to do is worry about me. Like, I'm the only thing you got to know. And it's like, feels like you're setting up a certain type of power dynamic where a woman is completely dependent on you, so you get to make her do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. You become the primary decision maker.
Yep.
They would say as men should, because men, they think they're rational, they think straight, and women are incapable of doing that.
You want to know what pisses me off the most is that these guys use the religious card for a lot of their reasoning. And it's like, you don't give a fuck about the Muslim fucking faith and religion. You're not fucking out there pulling your little carpet out to do fucking your prayer 2 times a day. Like, you're not doing any of that shit. You just want to use this one clause in a religion that allows you to have more than one wife. Like, you're not a good example of what that religion would even consider as like a person who would even be considered for something like that. So it's for me, that shit, it just irks me when they say like stuff like that attached to religion, and it's just a cop out. They're trying to get the religious exemption.
It's weaselly, because what they're really doing is they're like, I don't have a real justification for my feelings, and I'm just gonna defer to this thing that I don't even fully agree with or anything like that, but I'm just gonna defer to it. Like my faith says blah blah blah, or my this says blah blah blah, and it's just like, oh, okay, I guess. Like, what do you say to that? Fuck your faith.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's like if there's no, that's the end of the conversation. It's pretty corny to me, but.
But yeah,
Yeah,
to your
that-
point, you're not going to have an educated conversation about something if your response is "fuck your faith," although that is a very satisfying response.
I mean, but think about it. That's a big part of like Kevin Samuel's rhetoric is like he has this oh God, and it just for me is a little bit weak, and it's I just feel like religion has a chokehold on us on like aspects of like manhood. I don't know, like
It's just
there
the
are
old
just
way of thinking. Like
Very.
and that's the same thing about this court case with Amber and Johnny Depp. It's like it's an old way of thinking that a man can't be abused. And that's why men just swallow it up and be like, nah, I'm not gonna report that she's abusing me because I look weak or whatever. It's because of that mindset that growing up back in the days, that's what we portrayed. Like men are the strong, men are the working. They come home, they provide for the family, this and that. And it was never the other way around where, now there's women coming home and they're the provider. The men stay at home and cook and clean. Like, like it could be both. It don't have to be one generic standard way. Like, you know what I mean? And that's just the mindset of changing with time. Like people will, I guess, evolve, right? We'll stop thinking like that type of way. And that's why, like, out of a lot of these celebrity court cases and shit, I don't really give a fuck about, but this one I kind of do because it's interesting that, like, so a man is, whether, people view him as a shitty guy or whatever, he's coming forward saying, yo, I'm being abused. Like, she's fucked up my money by getting me kicked off of movies and throwing my name, defamation of character and shit. Like, nah, this got to end. Like, and that's where I was like, you know what, that he's changing. He's gonna open the gateway to other guys just saying, you know what, me too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
facts.
Yeah,
So
it's-
you
it's-
saying
it's-
this
it's
is
definitely
going
not
to
a bad
create
thing.
the next Me Too movement, but for men, for male activism?
that's a hot take, right?
I like it. I like how it
Man,
thinks.
I bet if you give people the platform and a safe place to like discuss it, I bet you'll see a lot of shit come out about even in Hollywood towards men. Sex goes both ways. There's gonna be lesbians and gay men, and they're gonna be their own set
Yeah.
of predators to people.
I mean, a couple years ago, like, who's the big buff dude from White
Oh.
Chicks? His name is escaping me.
Terrell
Oh
Crews.
yes, Terry Crews.
Right. Someone like grabbed his cock.
Yep, at an
And
industry party.
He told him, yo, back the fuck off. Like something along those lines.
No, he sued him. He went to the
Even
police
better. And people on The View and things like that were saying, like, he's a piece of shit. Like, he's making a big deal. He's a crybaby.
Yep.
Like, and it's like, I wonder how many times this type of stuff has happened to people, to men as well. Like, think of the Kevin Spacey thing, right? How he came on to a number of younger men that were trying to enter Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much of a quid pro quo was there where, like, maybe he's done that to other people and they went along with it to maybe better their careers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a good eye opener. Like, it's not a one way ticket for, ladies are not the only one who are not saying that it doesn't happen or it's less, but it's not just the ladies, bro. That shit works for us too. Like, we need to stop thinking that sort of way. Like, oh nah, like if a girl grabs a guy's dick, it's all good. Like, nah, bitch, I'm sorry. I don't want you touching my dick. I want you groping me.
I think a girl who grabs your dick and then acts like you're a piece of shit for making a big deal of it, I think you could call her a bitch. I think that's okay.
Yeah, if I think someone that's
that
sexually
point-
assaulting you, I think you're allowed.
Yeah.
I think you could call him a bitch.
But yeah, no. I think like I said, that shit is. I think more and more cases might come out eventually. Just first of many, I guess.
Yeah, I love a good person getting put in their place. Like there was the chick that was at I think Disney or something like that, and there was the Gaston like character. He's a character from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
he was like posing around or whatever, and the chick started feeling up on him, maybe squeeze his ass or
Squeeze his
like squeeze
chest.
his nipples
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that. And he kicked her out. He got her kicked out. I thought that was awesome. But she was appalled. She was like, "What? What did I do? I just grabbed your nipples. What is wrong with that?" Like, and again, she couldn't see the fact that like like you're feeling up on a person without their consent. Like this is wrong.
There's so many layers to that too. Like there's obviously the like not getting consent before you feel someone up, right? But also if there's a Gaston performer, like you're at a kids amusement park, like don't feel someone up at a kids amusement park.
Yeah. Imagine if it was reversed. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. The man would have been in handcuffs, getting sued. Like, that's what I'm saying. Some shit sometimes is like one sided. Like people view it differently, and it's the guy can do it. It's okay. But then when the shit flips around on the woman, it's like no one really bats an eye.
No, I remember it's just about consent, man. I remember we were going through Times Square one time and one of my homegirls wanted the Spider-Man to like lift her up and he had to grab her and like her butt and shit like that. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna have to grab you. Are you gonna be okay with that?" I think it's more about just like getting consent for it first.
Yeah, if you say sure, like yeah, that's different. Saying like they're just doing it. You know what I mean? Like they're on some Trump shit. They could grab her by the pussy. Like that, that's the shit that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a fucked up mindset. It doesn't matter what gender you identify as or anything like that. Just don't fucking regret. Don't touch people. Like, don't break boundaries. Don't break personal space. Like, just don't do it. Let's just all be mindful of that.
In relationships, it can get hard to like control your emotions. But like I feel like if you don't have any control over your emotions, it's a possibility you might not be ready for
Talking about in a relationship?
any sort of relationship. Yeah, like this Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. A lot of these arguments sound like neither of them are capable of even having a conversation with each other. And it's like, what are you guys even doing living with each other at that point?
I mean, it gets there eventually, like it doesn't happen overnight. Like you just sort of kind of get accustomed to it and it becomes numb. And then there's a point where you have a breaking point. Like Johnny Depp woke up from this breaking point and he said, "Nah, enough's enough. Fuck this shit."
Tony is spot on. Boundaries get crossed one step at a time. Like you toe over that line, you test your limits, and
yeah, and if you
some
don't
amount of time you get to toxic levels of behavior, like we're seeing in this trial.
And not to defend women that do these types of things, but oftentimes it's innocent. Like that girl who felt up on Gaston, I don't think that she thought she was doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
you can say that for the guys too, though. Like they don't.
100%, 100%. There's men that are raised that like go slap that girl's ass, or you could be highly aggressive towards women and this is totally normal. And I also think that oftentimes those actions are innocent, that they are behaving in that manner and they're not cognizant of what they're doing is actually, that what they're doing is wrong. Which is still on them. Like they're doing the action and they're not thinking about what they're doing. Like they should be self-reflective and understand that what they're doing is wrong. But still, I'm just saying that I'm not defending their actions. I'm just saying that there is a big culture aspect to this, that like that girl didn't think she was doing anything wrong when she did that. And that's a problem. Like
it goes back to what we've discussed before. Like consent needs to be part of some sort of public education.
Not in Florida, man.
I don't have any hope. I don't have any hopes that it's going to get there. Greg Abbott here in my state wants to challenge the Supreme Court ruling that required us to educate all students regardless of their immigration status. So he's trying to get a Supreme Court decision on that, so that we don't have to educate people that are impending immigration statuses or illegal aliens or anything
Piece
like that
of
anymore.
Shit.
It's terrible. It's fucking terrible.
I
Education
wonder
should
what
be
the
a universal
logic
right.
is.
Because he hates immigrants, he hates brown people, and it's more, and it's less, it'll cost less money to not have to educate an entire percentage of the population.
Yeah, but I guess I'm saying like
What
like
reasoning is he using?
immigrants pay taxes, right?
Yeah.
Like oftentimes they work jobs legally. They're paying taxes on their job. They're paying rent. They're buying things. They're paying taxes, and they don't see the benefits of these taxes they're paying. Oftentimes because they can't get Social Security or they can't get like government assistance, and like there's a lot of things they're barred from because they're not citizens, but they're still paying into a lot of the same things that Americans are. It just seems like unfair to be like that they shouldn't get access to some things. Like for example, they get to drive on roads, right? Like that's a benefit of taxpayer dollars, right? And there's a whole bunch of other infrastructure that they get as well. I don't know. I feel like education seems fair. Like you don't want people growing up in your country being stupid. Like that just seems like a net negative. Like I don't know.
Although with the government's recent actions, Roe versus Wade, it almost seems like they need poor people to sustain this whole shit that they got going. It's a little bit sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ron DeSantis here in Florida seems keen on gutting the education system. Yeah, I've read some interesting things about how it's like highly intentional that for years Florida's been trying to trash the public education system in favor of like
Private
charter schools and like school choice type of deals. Like, but basically, it'll be more expensive on us to pay into these schools than public education.
Yeah, I've been arguing with people on Facebook all week about all kinds of various political issues that have happened in the past week or so.
Yeah.
Well,
Tony, get us into that next
lighter
topic.
news. Yeah, I was already going there. In lighter news, new Star Wars show's coming out on Disney Plus.
It looks pretty damn good.
I seen the trailer. Got to admit, I'm liking what I see.
I liked the teaser trailer more because they pumped up that Duel of the Fates music in that first teaser trailer that came out, and it got me extra hype. But I'm excited. That Obi-Wan Kenobi show, I think, is going to be fantastic.
Where does that take?
I still need to watch. I think it's a prequel, obviously, because Obi-Wan is dead. So yeah, it would have to take place
Like right before.
I think for sure it's taking place after Episode 3.
Yeah, it's like after Clone Wars / Episode 3 and before New Hope. It's that missing time frame there, basically.
Is it in between like the cartoon show, like in between the Rebels and the Clone Wars?
That one I'm not sure. I'm not positive where it falls in with Rebels, because Rebels kind of bleeds over a little bit, right?
Yeah, it does. Such a good show. I can't wait for them to drop the next season. But
I haven't watched it, but I think it's squarely like the Empire is up right now.
he's
Darth
hiding.
Vader's in action, and Obi-Wan is hiding out on Tatooine. I think that is like the setting of the show, but
I think it's going to be like Tatooine, and I think there might be something on one of the more like urban planets, like maybe Coruscant, maybe something like that.
Who's the kid though that he's watching? I feel like
like the actor himself?
yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure. The Doughy was over here about to be like, it's Luke Skywalker, dude.
No, like yeah, obviously.
I'm like,
no, it's Luke. I'm saying like the act, like who's playing him? He looks familiar to me, like he was in another fucking movie.
No, I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the rest of the cast. I haven't recognized any of them, at least.
I feel like I don't know if I'm maybe one of those weird ass. I don't know, whatever. But no, yeah, I think it's gonna be good though. I definitely get to see more of Luke as a kid because we don't, you know what I mean? Like that, we miss a big portion of that, I guess. So it's like this here it's a show. It's not a movie, so I want to see like how deep do they go into these like however long episodes. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's gonna get drawn out and it's gonna be like a part. They said it's an 8-part series, right? I think is what it said.
That sounds right.
Normal for Disney shows. It's like 8 to 13 episodes, kind of like 14-ish.
But I like
12.
I don't mind smaller episodes if I'm getting the bang. You know what I mean? Like if I'm getting fucking no bullshit ass episodes where, you know what I mean? Like I want full on good episodes straight into the action. That's the part with Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was just too drawn out on some of the episodes. I felt like some of the shit could have been cut off.
Some people would argue that the last season of the Game of Thrones needed way more episodes.
Yeah, you're tripping.
Yeah.
The last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones,
More.
In the beginning of Game of Thrones, you would watch episode upon episode where they're just traveling to some location. It'll take like 3 episodes for them to get somewhere.
Yeah, it's
and
too
by
much.
the end of it, these motherfuckers invented the fucking
They're
instant
hitting-
transmission. They'd be like, "Yo, we're at the wall. Let's go to King's Landing." Broop. It'd be like 2 days later, they're in King's Landing. You're like, "What the fuck?" Like they just pulled up, and then they're like, "Ah, fuck it, we're going back to the wall." Broop. And then and you're like, "Damn, it's like no time is passing." Like this would be months of travel. Like,
Dude, those dragons were putting in work. She had 3 dragons. They were just running the army back and forth.
that's crazy. But yeah, I'm interested because I mean I fucking grew up reading a lot of Star Wars comics and things like that. There's always that world is ripe with like opportunities for content, and like even like it's interesting too, like the way they wrote all this story, it just made it so easy to stuff infinite stories in every gap. Because like in the first movie, Luke's like, "Oh yeah, you fought with my dad in the Clone Wars," and they don't go into anything any deeper than that, and you're just like, "Oh shit!" Like there were wars with clones, and there's this guy and his dad, and it's like, what the fuck? And it's not till decades later that there's actually content that comes out about that stuff. And it's like another interesting bit is like Luke is like when he sees the message from Leia saying, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi," she's like, I wonder if he means old Ben. I wonder if she means old Ben. So like he's probably had a number of run-ins with this guy. Like, so like I wonder what those interactions were like. So
That's
it's
actually
like,
pretty cool. I didn't think about that.
They ran into each other. They were both at the Toshi station getting some power converters.
That fucking slime ball. No, yeah, like a good valid point there too, Pooch. Like, do you think they purposely left gaps like that way back in the days when they first started Star Wars? Like, all right, we're gonna say Clone War, and that's where you met my dad. Like, do you think they purposely did that for the legacy purpose of the show or the series, or that they just kind of just did it? They scripted like that, and then people who came in started saying, "Yo, we can branch off and do this or do that." Like,
I it's definitely on purpose, but I don't think it's on purpose to have opportunities to create content. I think it's on purpose because like any good sci-fi or fantasy world, they need to just say things that have happened and not go into it so that you feel like this world is a real place. There's a whole history in this world. Like, you know what I mean? Like you need like a movie set in the real world. Like we know all of real world history. So like it's easy to say, oh, this is why they're in this situation and blah, blah. But like if you're watching a sci-fi movie and they're on another planet, you have infinite questions. Like, why are they doing this? Why do they live like that? And it's like for them to just mention that, oh, the wars happened, this happened, that happened. Like it allows for you to like be like, all right, there's probably some logical set of stuff that led to this moment. And it's like, I don't know. I just find like you find it often, like watching Blade Runner, for example. Like,
Yeah.
he's a cop. He comes out of retirement. So you're just like, oh, shit, all right. He's had a whole career and he's the best. People say he's been on a whole, like, you can make a bunch of movies of all his adventures now. Like, if you wanted to, just knowing that people think he's the best. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just a way to fill in like empty history because it doesn't exist, I think. But.
There's like two approaches to it, right? Because like you could go like J.R.R. Tolkien or like J.R.R. Martin, right? Where there's no vagaries. If someone is mentioned, they're going to cover their entire lineage, their history at some point in that chapter. Like it's going to be like written in words for you, the audience, to get into. Or you can just kind of keep it vague, like Serenity. There was a lot in Serenity that just was never explained. You just kind of had to pick it up, or not Serenity, Firefly. There's just a lot you had to pick up on with like context clues. They speak a mixture of English and Chinese because those were the two dominant languages left over from Earth when they went and started venturing out into the galaxy, right? Like there's some shit like that. Star Wars fans are crazy though, because there is every single background character. You could pause the scene in Star Wars and every single character in that scene will probably have a name. He'll probably have some kind of mini biography somewhere on Wikipedia or something. Like,
bro,
everything is explained.
So let me ask you guys a question then. Do you think like they're doing a terrific job, fantastic job at the legacy of Star Wars, like just keeping it going? Like, because I heard some people say, they drawn out Star Wars too much. It's kind of over with. And to me, I'm like, bro, Star Wars, like growing up, like this is a series that even kids to this day now with the new Star Wars and with the direction it's going in, like people can, they've revamped it. So, do you guys think that that like so far they're keeping the legacy strong? Like it's good the direction they're going in now, or you think they veered off too much and there's too much action?
For me, I don't like where they're going with the movies, personally. But maybe I'm not even the target audience either. Like, I feel like, the fact that episode 7 kind of rehashed some of the story beats from episode 4, it's like, maybe this is for the new generation of Star Wars kid, that they're going to grow up and this is going to be their episode 4. Or something like that. So it's like, I don't know. It's hard to say. I didn't like it I didn't like the new trilogy, but I like the Mandalorian. I like that the Star Wars cartoon shit that they got. Those things are fire. I don't know if you guys watch those things.
I like the offshoots better than the actual ones that they came out with Rey and all these. I like the Rogue One and I liked Solo. I like those.
You never watched the old Star Wars, right?
I've watched all the Star Wars. I watched the first one with Rey. I did not watch the second one. Did not watch the third one.
And what I mean, like the episode 1, 2, like as a kid, you watched them.
Bro, yep. I have like a very intimate experience with that where we went to BJ's. It's like a warehouse wholesale place in New Jersey, and I picked up A New Hope and I pulled it out of some fucking bin, and that was the movie that we got for that night. And it set us off in an adventure. And like that same bin, I got the other Star Wars movies out of as well. So that same BJ's is where I got Twisted Metal 2. I got Resident Evil 1. Like this BJ's was like it for me. Like when we would go there. And then the best part, they had this little Pizza Hut where you could get little what's the little personal pans? Little personal pan with some breadsticks. All right, shit was lit.
Yeah, I think even if they're not doing right by Star Wars, I think what they're doing is fine. Like, I think it's just amazing. There's no other. I'll say confident. There's no other movie franchise like this that there's a generation of kids in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s that grow up loving Star Wars. Like there's nothing like that. I don't know. So I just think that's crazy. Like,
I like a lot. I like some of the story beats that they've done in the new movies. I think that they are cool twist on Star Wars things that have been established. I think this idea that like, no, we've been wrong all along. Dark side versus light side is not actually the way to be. Like, there's no winner. No one's gonna wipe out the other side. There has to be this balance thing going on. I think that's an interesting concept they started exploring a little bit. I think they fucked themselves up a little bit in the new series. Especially by switching directors and not having like a dedicated like, you know, like what is his name? Kevin Feige? Is that the Marvel guy? He's like the one that he plans out everything. He's like the head of Marvel Studios. He plans out everything. He has a say in everything. They didn't really have a voice like that in the new movies, and I think that you can kind of feel it. The movies just feel disjointed. There's some weird shit.
I thought the actor Happy was the guy who kind of planned out all of these Marvel movies.
He might have been a part. He might have been a part of it.
His name is escaping me.
Because I know he directed like the first Iron Man and the second one and a few of those, right?
The guy from the Cuban Sandwich movie, right?
Yeah, I forget the guy's name too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's some disjointed stuff in the new one for sure. I think that bringing Palpatine back as a bad guy is like the big bad in the movie was dumb.
I don't know if you guys would agree.
It's Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau.
But for me, the newer movies, I think they were good. I'm more interested on shows that they're doing. Mandalorian, huge. Obi-Wan, this is gonna be huge. Let me get a motherfucking Darth Maul. Let me get a Darth Maul. They did Boba Fett. Boba Fett was nice. I like Boba Fett.
Wasn't that Darth Maul that was making the double blade thing spin
he was
in the trailer?
First. He was the first double blader. Man, bro, the man's not even dead.
I don't know. The last fight that Darth Maul and Obi-Wan had was pretty one-sided.
Yeah.
Like Obi-Wan just spanks him. Like,
but it wasn't easy.
Them.
Wasn't
he
easy.
halved them. He got halved like Dewey Cox.
And he's still not dead.
It was a bad case of getting halved, but not as bad as Dewey's brother.
Yeah.
Because he came back from
Yeah.
it. Dewey's brother died.
And they brought him back in Rebels, the show. Bro, you guys got to go watch the fucking cartoon show,
the Solo has a teaser scene after the credits, and they showed Darth Maul with like his mechanical legs. So like we have a live action form of this guy teased for something. Maybe he shows up in the Obi-Wan show.
That'll be awesome.
Who knows?
I do agree. I don't actually think that Solo was a bad movie. I know a lot of people really dislike Solo. I didn't think it was actually a bad movie.
I didn't think it was bad either. I liked it.
I do think Rogue One might be my favorite Star Wars movie.
I like it. Everybody says it's dog shit, that it's overrated.
Whoa.
Everybody's
like
saying
some
it's
fucking
overrated.
This is what it is, right? Rogue One came out and everybody loved it so much. Then when the subsequent Star Wars movies came out, Rogue One got even more popular because it was viewed as, holy shit, this is like the only amazing movie that was made. So then there was this crazy love that grew for Rogue One. And then slowly there was a backlash to that growth where people were. So it's like, no, everybody doesn't think it's dog shit. It's universally loved. It's just that when people are like, I know people that say Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie, top like of all time. Like, and it's like, I'm not saying that that's a shit take, but when you say that, then people are like, hold up. You're saying it's better than Empire Strikes Back. You're saying it's better than Return of the Jedi. Like, and they're like, yup. And then I think that's where there's a backlash of saying that it's overrated, but I don't know.
Like, cause it, and the show Boba Fett, bro, or the book of Boba Fett, bro, they show Luke training, you know, like to me, I was like, fuck, bro, there's a whole thing now where I didn't even think about this man training the next like Yoda, like it's you know what I mean, like that to me, I was like, what the fuck, bro, these
Well, they covered in the new movies. The sad thing about all these training, these things that they're showing with like Luke building up this new Jedi temple, is you know that it all comes to a terrible end.
Yeah,
like it's all doomed to fail. Our little baby Grogu, I don't think he's doing so hot in the current day of the Star Wars universe.
I have a theory. Okay.
Yeah?
I think that there's gonna be some time travel fiasco, and they're gonna take Grogu back in time, and Grogu's actually Yoda.
Oh,
That's what I'm thinking.
oh shit!
That's a crazy little theory.
Every single series gets more complicated the second you toss in a time travel plot, though.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
But I'm telling you, Darth Maul. Even what's his name? God damn, in the Solo movie, the guy, the fucking
Lando.
Yeah. Even one of it. I would love to see a show of him. I would
Donald
love
Glover
to see
played
that.
a fantastic
Bro.
Lando
Yes.
Calrissian.
Yes, he did. I would love to see that. I would, bro, that would be an awesome fucking series to watch. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the shows, them going into the shows is going to be better than the movies, probably.
Dude, we have not even talked about the games that are coming out. I think they confirmed that there's going to be a Fallen Order 2. Like, there's going to be a sequel to that one. And that was a solid game. It was a hard game, but it was a solid game. There's that worrying one. What is it? It's made by. We talked about it. They had the really cool looking trailer, but then we saw like the developer that was like working on it, or like, it's something Ocean. I forget. There's that game coming out. I think they just announced there's going to be an FPS game, another Star Wars FPS game coming out. Could be hit or miss.
I didn't even play the first game. I didn't even play that.
Fallen Order is good. It's Dark Souls though, so like if you don't like Dark Souls, it might not grab you.
Yeah,
but it's Dark Souls with lightsabers though, which makes it cooler.
It was on sale for like $5 for May the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's also funny, like going back to the legacy of Star Wars. Like that shit is, if you got dates for it, Revenge of the 5th, like the next day, like you know what I mean? Like it's just, y'all know that's how that shit's rocking. It's just a legacy thing. But I'm interested in all Star Wars shit. I
think you're talking about there's a Star Wars project being made by Quantic Dreams. Is that
Quantic Dreams? That's the one.
There's some weird allegations against that guy.
Yeah,
I think some sexual ones, some harassment ones.
I didn't see that they teased a new Rogue Squadron.
Oh, did they?
A TV show?
Oh, I guess it is a TV show.
Oh, that's amazing.
That'll be legit.
Yeah, the Rogue Squadron books were incredible.
Yeah, I've heard everyone say those are the best of the expanded universe.
They're some of the best. Like, this is all I'm saying, all right? We got my boy, the Destroyer. The Destroyer, one of the only people, okay, to survive 2 Death Star runs. Okay? And I'd love to see him in some more rogue actions, flying ships, killing people. A little evil, but
I like that guy in the first in New Hope that says, "I can't shake him." When they're doing
the fat guy, he was like a little fat, like dog looking pig.
And he dies.
The
Quantic Dreams one is interesting. That one could either be incredible or it could be absolute dog shit. What Quantum Dreams has done with their games, they've made some good games, and I gotta give it up to them. They could make something good there.
Is that an alarm at 2:50 a.m.?
That is my Uber Eats order.
Oh,
that's good.
Hey, who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Who, Boudreaux?
Both y'all.
Damn.
Mine has been updated recently.
Only one? We can only pick one?
Only one. Mine is Babu Frick.
Who the fuck is Babu Frick?
He's a little tiny guy that works on 3PO in what is it at the third of the new one?
Yeah, that guy was funny.
Yeah.
Oh man. I can't pick just one.
All
character.
time or just new?
All time. My actual answer is probably Obi-Wan. Especially like reading some of this some of like these novels that I've been reading about like his relationship with like Qui-Gon and whatnot. I really appreciate Obi-Wan.
I'm gonna go with Wedge Antilles. Okay, like I was just saying, the man survived 2 Death Star runs. He's he's Luke's homie. Flying ships. On some Top Gun shit, and he actually destroyed the second Death Star. Okay, but I love that that there's a human fucking shit up. You know what I'm saying? It's another reason why I really appreciate Han, but Star Wars, they spend so much time with only the special characters or the force sensitive people that I like when you got some regular fucking characters that don't have powers and they're making real impacts. They're important to the plot and things like that. So I think that's cool.
Who wins in a dogfight, Poe Dameron or Wedge?
Poe, come on, dude. This shit pissed me off, dude. Like, they make such a big deal in Rogue Squadron about being an ace pilot, getting like 5 kills, 6 kills. Like, they're like, okay, you're a legend now. You know what I mean? And like, the first time you see Poe flying a ship, he like destroys like 17 TIE fighters, and you're just like, this guy is a fucking legend. Like it kind of pissed me off because it kind of like, it diminished like what all the other guys were capable of. They just made Poe too good. But,
I'm really torn.
I gotta go Poe, but it's against my heart. Okay.
Like, yeah, I'm torn between Boba and Darth Maul. I think I'm gonna probably just go with Darth Maul, to be honest. I love Fett, but Darth Maul, man, his character didn't get enough love. I feel like, bro, this man has an interesting background that I can, get behind.
He has an interesting backstory that like isn't. I don't think it's canon at all. But whenever they do, if they do explore it, there's a lot of area to fill in because like this random like master of the lightsaber and the Force just showed up. So this guy's been getting trained for a while.
Who's
and it's
trained
like,
him?
by who?
Yeah,
who's training him? And it's like Count Dooku pulls up in the next movie, and he's a Sith. So it's like, were they training together? Was one of these guys master? Like there's I think there's something interesting there where there's a lot you could fill in, I guess.
Because I think they cover a little bit of that in the Clone Wars show, where I think, and they covered it in this novel that I just read too. Like Dooku in the novel, Dooku's already left the Jedi Order, but he's not necessarily a Sith at this point. He's just apparently leaving the Jedi Order. It's just a thing you can actually do, which I was not aware of until I read this. But so he's left the Jedi Order. He is most likely the one I think that trained Darth Maul. I'm pretty positive.
I think
I also speed watched the Clone Wars, so I'm not super knowledgeable about it.
I think Darth Maul is just one of those characters that I think that he came in as like a mercenary, like to go find. He had like Jedi powers and he can do all that, but they literally say, "Oh, hire this fucking bounty guy to go get him or go kill," And it wasn't like he was part of the clan, but I don't know. I just think that there was not enough of him information wise. I was like, damn. The first dude with wielding a double lightsaber and kicking some ass.
And then he looked really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I was very interested. Even when I played the Fallen Order, when you went to their planet, I was like, this is pretty cool that these are like his people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He looks like a badass, but like, it's just like, fuck, bro. Like, I would say Darth Maul is my favorite character of all time.
Oh, real quick, favorite character.
I like the girl with the stringy hair with the little she's going down. It's like a growing part of her.
That's your character of
Ahsoka
all Star Wars?
or the dancer?
He's talking about the dancer for sure.
God. The Twi'lek. Yeah.
Yep.
Should have just said 3PO.
I'll give Yoda. I'll give Yoda an honorable mention. I feel like we haven't seen enough Yoda. Like, even though he's been in literally like the most movie, like probably as any side character, it's still just not enough. Yeah.
Well, we'll wait. We'll see more of him in that time heist movie where they send him back in time.
I can't wait.
Bro, if that's the truth, that's gonna be crazy.
You heard it here first. It's the official leak on the One Up podcast.
Yeah, for real.
It's like I got insider information.
But yeah,
Guys, I need to do something real quick. I need to bring back the hottest segment that has ever graced our show. It's sexy, it's smooth, and it's very informative. I'm talking about Doughy's fucking newsroom, baby.
Oh no!
I'm talking about the hottest. Da, 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 it's Doughy's newsroom. Only the most factual statements. Yeah.
Woo.
Make love with me, Doughy. So, I've been looking at these Ukraine situation. Apparently, they have rigged a bunch of their drones to drop grenades on troops, but sometimes it injures them, and sometimes it seems like they just be fucking with the troops. Like there's people trying to loot couches, like, and you'll know the Russians because they put Z's on all their bullshit. It has Z's and shit, and they have all these little letters they use. And a lot of the times, they're just fucking with them, basically allowing them to think that they're never going to be safe. There's never not going to be a time where they're not going to be under attack. And if you look up some of these situations, I was looking at our Reddit combat warfare recently, and that's where I saw these things. There are some interesting interactions that you see.
The subreddit is called Combat Warfare.
Or yeah, some shit like that. Yeah, like Warfare Combat, some shit like that. It was like shared from there on the main hub. So that shit is crazy, man, that we're getting into a point where regular drones are being used in like warfare to like not only survey the war land and stuff like that. It's a little crazy what's going on over there. Russia seems like they're losing. So let's go Ukraine.
why do you say it like
Ukraine.
that?
Yeah. It's Hurricane? What are you saying?
Ukraine.
It's Ukraine.
Ukraine. Shout out to the Ukraine government.
Hurricane.
I thought he was
Next up-
joking. He's legit saying it like that. I thought it was a joke.
Ukraine. Next up, our guy Bobby Kotick is currently being investigated in New York over the Microsoft sale. They are pressing this guy like, yo, you sold because you were gonna be in trouble and you kind of wanted to slide all of that shit to another person so that you wouldn't really be responsible for any of this. So it looks like he might have his day in court over all this bullshit. I do not think they're gonna let it slide what happened at Take-Two and at the offices at Activision and shit like that. I think Bobby Kotick tried to pull a quick one, and the New York State was like, you're not going to do that. Not so fast, Bobby Kotick, with your fucking millions and millions of dollars. So, yeah. How do you guys feel about that? Good? Bad? Thumbs up? Thumbs down? Thumbs middle?
I will actually watch. I'll keep up with that trial a bit more than the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard one, I think, if that actually happens. Bobby Kotick needs to be out of the gaming industry. I don't think he's adding anything positive to the gaming industry. Be cool to see him get ousted.
He is a huge piece of shit, and I'm happy that they're investigating him.
Yeah, 100%.
Facts.
Up next.
Oh.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your.
No, go ahead.
I was going to bring us into the next topic.
No. Up next, Overwatch 2? More like Noverwatch 2. This shit is trash, all right? This shit is fucking
nailed it.
garbage. Oh my God, a snooze fest 2.0 is what we're calling it, okay? Fucking super disappointing.
Damn,
Blizzard.
Doughy's just burning it up. Noverwatch.
More like Noverwatch. I had it written now, okay? Shout out to women's rights. We don't have to talk about this a long time. Just fucking stop hating women and support fucking women, okay?
That's
Stop being
almost
a piece of
hating in
shit.
itself. Like, let's talk about women's right, but we don't got to give them that much time. Like, God,
No,
damn.
because we don't want to make a big topic out of it. We're just trying to get through the news here, okay? But big supports for women's rights. Don't fucking talk about what a woman should and shouldn't be doing with her body. The shit almost seems very weirdly like some sort of weird form of human trafficking that like they're trying to like boost our population in some weird way. It's weird. I don't like it. And we shouldn't be telling women how to fucking what they should be doing.
It feels like the Handmaid's Tale for real.
Yes.
Like I'm not trying to get too into it, but just the idea that first they're gonna outlaw abortions, then they're gonna federally criminalize it, so that like women that miscarry, like there's gonna be an investigation to see whether if they aborted it or not, and then women are gonna start going to jail for like catching charges for it. It just seems kind of crazy. That's all.
Think about
100%.
And then Canada came out saying, "Yo, cross the border, we'll give you girls abortions." And it's like in the Handmaid's Tale, Canada's the safe haven. You know, everybody's trying to get the fuck
I
out
didn't know
the
that
US
detail.
to go to
I
Canada.
didn't know that. Holy shit.
So it's just a little creepy, you know.
And last but not least, Prince of Persia's in trouble, y'all. All right? They, after 15 months of development, they just straight up changed the entire studio they were using. So we might see some trouble brewing.
I thought you were gonna go more interesting.
What a
And
shame.
say-
What a beloved series. Prince of Persia. What did you think he was going to do, Butch?
Yeah,
Well,
what did you
I
think
thought
I
he
was
was
going
gonna
to
go more interesting in talking about how New York is officially opening the floodgates for pocket watchers all around the world. Okay, because that's a bit of news that is interesting. Like New York is changing a law or creating some type of legislation to basically any job listing now has to state the salary range for that job. So if they're looking for a software dude or a maintenance dude, whatever the fuck, they have to put the salary range on there.
That's different.
So that
though.
like
That's not pocket watching.
it
It
absolutely
absolutely is what everything we were talking about.
You're putting a range. You can make anywhere from $30 to $40 an hour. Like that's not saying how much I'm actually making. You're not knowing if I'm making 35 versus you making 32. You're in the format of between X amount to X amount. You could be anywhere in between.
So you think people are only concerned on what other people make? You don't think people are concerned when they're getting a job interview how much they'll even be making at this job?
I don't think it's. I'm like I said, bro. Y'all said I'm in management, so I look at things differently. But I don't think anybody should be concerned with what the next man's making.
Well, apparently legislation says otherwise, Tony. Slam dunk.
I would like to see. I would like honestly since
Woo!
since the legislators over
just keep cutting Tony off. What the fuck?
just out of control.
I'm
Since
sorry.
the legislators is over here talking about, oh, we need to watch pockets. Let's see how much each one of those motherfuckers make then, since they want to be all like that.
You can
publicly
Yeah, you
available.
can see that. That's public.
Yeah.
Go watch their pockets. It's
Like, but
for good reason.
Like, I think it's whack. That's just me. That causes.
You think it's
problems.
whack that we know how much they get paid?
Oh no. I'm talking about like just like them saying like in New York, like people need to know how much people get paid. Like, nah, I don't think that's not cool. That's not respectable, and that causes more problem at the workplace.
It's gonna cause less problems.
No, it's gonna cause
Everybody
more.
coming in at a title is gonna be in a range, and we all know what that range is. Like, yeah, I don't know. That just seems fair. Like, it just seems shitty that like, if because this guy is so and so's friend, they get to come in at a much higher salary, like outside of I mean, really, we don't know any bans or anything like that, right? It's just you just hope that you got to do research. You got to go to Glassdoor, things like that. Places where, frankly, you might call them pocket watchers. People opening their own pockets because they're the ones. The only data that Glassdoor has is the data that people are putting out there. So people are going saying, "Hey, this is how much I get paid for this position," and based on all that information, job experience, all that kind of stuff, they compile this big list of data that they're able to then say, "Oh yeah, this is the salary range for this title in this location," and blah blah blah.
I've learned a lot of really informative shit on Glassdoor. It's helped a lot.
Yeah, it's just like without that resource, you're not gonna know how much you should be asking for when you go and try to get a job. Like, you don't know if you're gonna be like underselling yourself or maybe overselling yourself. You know.
I mean, when you apply for a job now, they have like they'll have like the pay, like what it ranges from.
It might surprise you that LinkedIn does not actually have that information on a lot of the job listings.
No, they don't.
I make it a point in interviews, though, not that I've had a lot recently or anything, but I make it a point in interviews. Like, that is one of my first questions. I in fact try to like bring that up as close to the beginning of the conversation as possible, because I don't want to waste their time. I don't want them to waste my time. I don't want to waste their time. If it's not anywhere near the range I'm looking for, why the fuck are you going to ask me all these questions? Why am I going to sit through an interview just to find out that your job is paying half of what I want?
I agree
that episode with Michael Scott where he does that whole manual, there's merit to that shit because the jobs really be trying to do that shit. Like, oh, so what do you think you'll bring to the team? Like, yo, let me hear how much I'm going to get paid first. I can tell you what I'll be bringing to this goddamn team, right?
I do agree with that, though. I do agree we need to lead off to why I'm here. The pay, the benefits. Yeah. Like that, like that's where I like to lead off. Like, I just had an interview yesterday I had an interview, and I asked the guy, I was like, hey, so how much are you looking to get paid? Real quick, simple. He was like, oh, X amount to X amount. That's in our price range. That's for the job that you're applying for. That is exactly where they start you off at.
So you power moved them.
That is a power move.
That's a power move.
Yeah, I don't like giving my number. I want them to give me their number.
It's a fact. Because like you put him in a position where you forced him, or not forced, but you asked him to give his number. If he gave a number below your range, you'd be stupid to tell him, oh, that's really low. You'd be like, oh yeah, that works for us. You'd happily pay him less for the job.
But what ends up happening is that if he says, for example, right, let's just say he out $10. I want to get paid $10. I'm like, okay, but this job is anywhere from 10 to 12. We'll hit him in the cool middle with $11 an hour.
That's cool. That's cool of you. I think I don't have the trust in a lot of companies to do that.
I do that. I'm not gonna. I don't feel like because.
But there's no reason for you to do that.
Other than me being nice,
exactly. There's no you're just being nice.
That's fair. I think it's fair. Like, give them like if it's from $10 to $12 an hour, hit him in the middle, show him a little love, and then if he does do good, then you give him a raise. You give him that $50 or $1 raise or whatever, X amount, whatever company pays. Like, I like to be fair because, like you never really know what you're signing up to. And then when you've signed up to something and it's a lot more than what you thought originally and the pay's not good, you kind of feel shitty. You don't want to have anybody feel shitty at the job.
But that's what we were saying before.
You guys want to know how much a motherfucker's getting paid. It's very different.
I said I don't want people to feel shitty.
Yeah, but they're going to feel shitty if they know how much the next man's getting paid, though. So it defeats the purpose.
So then they could go and get better pay.
Tony, I was saying that I think there should be a federal law that you have to wear a name tag at work.
Oh,
but instead of your name, it says what your yearly salary is.
That is beast. I would not want that at all.
I'd love that shit. Put my balls on my chest, baby.
Like, oh, I'm making $95K a year plus bonus. What, bitch?
I think wearing it on a badge could lead to a toxic work environment.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
100%.
you're just a
90.
62K Andy. I'm a 90K.
Nah.
Bitch.
It's all about the 69ers. 69ers over
I'm
here.
80K, bitch. Don't talk to me, peasant. Like that.
We
Go
don't
get
mess.
my coffee, bitch.
We don't mess with the 80 rollers. All right, we don't mess with rolling 80s.
You've got the company parking lot split up by pay.
Everybody.
Anybody over 50 and under got to park the furthest away, like with no lights at night. That's a
This is
beast.
fucking bullshit.
That's what society is now. Think about it. Public schooling and shit like that. That's what it is now. How lower income class areas it just look like shitty ass neighborhoods. Like that's technically what it is now. You know, but y'all just want to just count pockets at this point. You want to know how much another man talk about. I don't want to create a toxic work environment. The moment everybody knows how much a motherfucker's getting paid next to him, it's automatic toxic, bro. Yeah, it's a wrap. It's a toxicity level is reached. It's like that South Park episode you made us watch in New York. The piss level's at 98%. Wait till it gets 100%. Like that's what's gonna happen at work. Like everyone is gonna just, oh, you make 22? Yeah, I make 25. Be like, damn, bitch, I only make 24 and I do more. That's what's gonna happen.
So the only time that I've seen it get toxic in my experience at any jobs that I've worked is once people from different departments start comparing. Like once when someone's like, I don't know, let's say you have like your frontline support team comparing their pay to like the engineering team or something.
Yeah.
And then they start feeling some kind of way. Like you can't compare yourself to, I don't know, like maybe in some ideal company, everyone gets paid the same. I don't know how that works because I know that there's different levels of contribution, but whatever.
The Chobani yogurt people did that. They paid everyone like 75, 80,000 flat. Nobody got more, nobody got less. Everybody just got paid a very fair wage.
I feel like you could do that when the work is shit. And I don't know the context of the work. But let's just say like that in that industry, everybody gets paid like 50K. And if the Chobani people are like, all right, we're going to pay everybody 70K. Instead of like this big varied range, we're just going to give everybody one flat rate, but it's, you know, it's like above maybe the average or whatever. Then I think it's all right. But like me, I would hate that because I feel like when I go to work, I bust my ass. And so I would look at other people that don't bust their ass and I'd be like, this motherfucker's getting paid the same as me? Like I don't like that.
That's toxic in itself, right there. That's what I don't understand. Like, why do you want to know? If it's not bothering you right now, why do you want to know?
It's the same question. Do you want to know if you're getting cheated on?
If you want,
do you
want to
know if you're getting screwed over? That's the question.
If you want more money, just go and ask for it. Why you gotta figure out something?
But maybe you don't know you're getting screwed over,
and that's your problem.
Sure, if that's that yeah, if your girl's cheating on you, that's your fault. That's what you're saying. Like, if you're the one getting screwed over, like, why you, like, it may be that it's your fault. Like, it could be that you're ignorant. Maybe they had all the ranges posted and you just stupidly took the job beneath the range. But that's highly unlikely. That's not what's happening.
You got the companies. You got the non-Tony boss, and you gave your range, and it was half of what the actual pay range was.
Right, and then they were like, "Yep, that's right in our range." And next thing you know, you're over here getting paid 30 when everybody's getting paid 50. Just because you said the wrong number. Not because you work less, not because you're a worse worker. Like, in what world is that right? I don't know.
I'm just saying, if you're trying to avoid toxicity in the workplace, that's going to just only fucking bring it.
I'm not trying to avoid toxicity in the workplace. I'm trying to elevate worker rights and make sure that everybody knows where they stand in situations. That's all. I think pay should be public.
So if the next man next to you makes 20,000 more a year than you, you're going to be upset because you're going to feel like you do more work than him.
If I feel like I do more than him, yeah, I'll talk to my manager and be like, yo, this guy gets paid 20K more than me. I'd like some justification.
That's some fucking toxic.
But then there's the case where you see somebody who gets paid what they're worth. And you're like, yeah, it makes sense. He does a lot of work. So, yeah, he should be getting paid that much.
Dude's a rock star.
Unless you think that he's not because you're a hater. It's haters, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not saying Pooch's a hater. Pooch's saying, like, if he works better, if he does more efficient work, okay, I have no problem with him making more money than me. But if he doesn't, what?
You're saying like buckets, crabs in a bucket mentality. No crab can get out because every other crab pulls the other one down.
Wait, what?
I get what you're saying, but no, it's more like a hater's hating on somebody. Like, that person could work, right? Like, let's say I make 20K. I don't do as much work, but Pucho does more. Yeah, he could justify, be like, yo, this nigga makes this amount of money. Why am I not getting paid it? But if I see Pucho making more money than me, and he does a little bit more work than me, I can hate on him and be like, bro, this man doesn't do everything. Like, I do everything he does. He doesn't do anything more. Like, I'm pulling, at that point, yeah, I'm pulling him down so I can be like, yo, he's not doing what I'm doing. That's hating. That's what
Tony,
I'm saying.
I mean, if you're a hater, you're just a little bitch.
We would never make our world a better place by listening to the haters.
Yeah. Or allowing the haters to control how we live.
Yeah, who cares that they're gonna try to drag another man down? It already happened.
Some would say that a hater wants to know everybody's pay. Some would say that could be a hater.
I mean, if that's what you think, I'm a lover. I want everybody to get paid their rightful amount. That's it. If someone's going to work busting their ass, I don't think it's right if they're getting paid less than people that ain't doing shit. I think we all know that's wrong. But you're saying it's right because they took the job even though they could have asked for more. No, I'm saying it's not right to know. But like, how else could we achieve the fairness without the knowing?
The knowledge.
It's really you going up. Like,
if there was a way, let me get better. If there was a way to click a button and everybody gets paid the right pay for the amount of effort they do without knowing anybody's salary, I'd be okay with that for the sake of just a little added privacy. Yeah, why not? But there's no way to do that. We need to know where we stand relative to one another to know if we're getting what we're worth.
This is our first three-peat topic besides biking in general. Like, biking is apparently, we could be a biking podcast at this point with the amount of biking content that is talked about. This is the first three-peat topic, though.
We couldn't be a biking podcast, okay? Because all cyclists hate each other. And
trust
there'll be no
me.
support. We wouldn't survive.
We'd eat ourselves.
But, yeah, if you lasted this long on this episode, good solid 2 hours, don't forget to hit the like button. We're on all social media platforms, all audio-only platforms. Pretty much anywhere where you can listen or watch a video, we're there. We don't push P around here, but hit the like button. Hit the notification bell. That way you know when these hot videos are coming out, hot and ready. Bring that shit. Slap that shit. Bang that shit.
Lick it.
Caress it.
Caress it.
Bop it.
Bop it. Twist it. Pull it. All that shit.
Shake it.
Subscribe. Share it. Like, comment. We love reading comments. Good or bad, we love reading it. We get a kick out of it. And if it's good enough, we'll give you a shout out. Or if it's bad enough, we'll give you a shout out.
Oh, I was correct. Speaking of comments, not supposed to flush tampons. I was pretty positive that was the case. But yeah, confirmation. Not supposed to flush tampons.
You can flush tampons.
Oh, wait, I was told you can flush tampons.
You can. The females flush tampons.
Oh, now we're gonna need to revisit this in the comments. We need information.
I've asked two different people. My wife.
I think my wife told me
and
that you could flush tampons.
They just pull it out and then bloop, it falls right in
so
there.
So she's either destroying the fucking tuberia in the house, or
you can flush tampons.
You can flush tampons, right?
Damn. She's gonna be tight when she sees this episode. I'm breaking the tuberia.
I'm just saying. She said it, and I thought it was right, and now I'm hearing conflicting reports.
Damn. Mateo came in with his own report.
That's concerning.
I mean, you can't use flushable wipes. They're not really, even though this says flushable, that shouldn't be flushed. Technically, that shit fucks up the pipes.
We had to replace some of our piping in my building that I live at a few months ago. Pretty sure that has something to do with me and my wipe usage.
Jesus.
What I had read was that there's nothing wrong with flushing the flushable wipes in the like local drainage. Like it'll get out of your building, your house, and stuff like that. It fucks up like the city kind of drainage.
Yeah, it was
like
out in the street where they were
all
doing
those wipes. They kind of they allow things to like collect and coagulate on it, so that you get fatbergs that grow off the wipes, or multiple tons of wipes get together and you get big wads, and they'll like clog up pipes and stuff like that.
Shout out to plumbers, people that work in waste management, people that deal with all the gross bullshit that no one else wants to deal with. Y'all are MVPs. Y'all are doing important work.
That's a fact. I've been watching this YouTube channel. I forget what they're called, but it's like these dudes out in the UK. These motherfuckers got a lot of drainage issues out there. I don't know who designed your pipes, but it's fucked that people could make a living off of just driving the streets, unclogging pipes for a living all day. There's something fucked in your city. But they're putting hoses and things, and it's fucking gross. It looks like shit and fat and all this stuff. And they're just like unclogging the pipes just with a water hose, pretty much.
It's like pressurized. It's like pressurized water.
It's crazy the stuff that's clogging up these pipes. It's just like a brown gunk. I don't know if it's just compacted
It's like
shit.
calcium. It's just like a lot of just like, yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
We used to have calcium build up in the basement of a building I used to work at. It used to come off the walls and it just cake up the walls, all these crystals. It was really weird. But yeah, you get that type of stuff sometimes.
Please hit that follow button. Share us. Friends, family, whoever. Don't forget to comment. We love to hear all about your complaints or compliments. Like I said, always one up yourself in America.
Leroy.